Leather. I want to talk to you about how to clean and maintain your leather goods and to keep them nice and shiny for when you want to be out in public and using them once again when writing season comes around again. Let's talk about a couple of different things. One thing with your leather goods, you probably get things like little scuffs and scratches that go on your product, like this jacket over here has got a few scuffs on it that can be cleaned up with leather conditioners that have dye in them. And then you've also got problems like this is an extreme case of where it gets a little mold and mildew from being in storage for a while. So you want to make sure that you can take care of your leather goods and bring them back to life. This is not defective. This is just from poor storage. That's all that is. And we can clean those things up, and also your scars, we can clean those up quite easily. So let me give you an example of one of the things you can do. Sometimes, now you don't necessarily have sheepskin, but one of many ways to use it to clean up your mildewed jacket is to use a piece of sheepskin. Now, sheepskin is not readily available. As you can see, I can rub off the mildew that's on it, and then you can put a conditioner on after that. If you don't, you may have a piece of old collar from a jacket that you never wear. You can probably take that off and use that on it. Or you can use a nice soft cloth. Make sure it's nice and soft and clean. Obviously this was not very clean, but this is all I have for an example. And you can actually do the same and clean it off. That's one of the ways to get a lot of the worst of the mildew off your jacket. Most mildew is not really a problem with the jacket unless it's necessarily on the inside, but this one here is just on the surface on the outside, and it can be cleaned off quite easily. One of many products that you can use to clean off mildew is something like a leather lotion that we offer here at Jamin Leather. The leather lotion not only cleans and protects and also polishes your leather goods, so you can use that as one of your many options. By putting a little dab of leather lotion on your product, you can use any kind of soft cloth again. You can rub that on. It'll probably clean off all the and it doesn't come out. Obviously, when you finally get some stuff out of the bottle here, you put it on your finger and you can rub it into the product, and you can clean it up with the leather lotion. Obviously, you want to use the rags. Well, as I was saying, you use the leather lotion, you put a little bit on a nice soft rag like this one here, and then you dab it on, you rub it into the product where you want it. You can then polish it off, and it looks nice and brand new. You want to do that to the entire product, and you'll get it'll turn out really nice. That's one of many things that you can do. One is another product that we use quite often, which is a leather food. It's made by Chelsea, and this particular product is more like a shoe polish. But it has a little bit of dye in it, so it's only good for the black leathers. And you do something like this when you get scuffs and scratches like that, you can rub it into the product and then spread it around a little bit, and all your marks kind of disappear and fade away. And you can rub it until it's nice and clean, and you'll almost never know that you had any scuffs or scratches on it whatsoever. So it's one thing you could do to hide your blemishes on the product. You can also use the leather food on products, even with the mildew. You might be able to clean it off that way, and you'd have to rub that in. Just make sure you rub off all the excess so it doesn't rub off anything else like your clothes or your skin. Other products that are available, you want to use leather dyes. You want to be limited on leather dyes. These are good for shoes and things like that, but I do not recommend using any leather dyes. We use a little more professional products like Kelly's, but leather dyes will actually ruin your products because it doesn't leave an even stain coating on your products. Other things similar to your leather food is things like your antique finish that comes by Phoebings, and also edge coat, and also an all-in-one. These are similar products that are available, not necessarily consumer grade, but it is available, some of them in your stores. But anything that's got a dye in it that's more of a paste type of thing would actually blend a lot easier to clean up the products that you want to clean up. Whether it's scuffs, scratches, or mold, usually you can get it out pretty good. Well, thanks for shopping Jamin Leather and letting us help you with getting your leathers nice and good looking. So when you're out with the boys or the girls or out on the town, we want your leathers looking good. So thanks for shopping Jamin Leather.